Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we proudly present our Street Electrical Podcast with Jenn Dave and David Dollar.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, Dave.
It's the Main Street Electrical Podcast. Happy spring break. Is it spring break?
But yeah, this is not our official spring break yet.
Yeah, Alabama's in spring break mode. Like last week, our school's out this week. I think there's some for next week, depending on the county. It's just all spring breaky. Same thing at Disney. Apparently, it's all spring breaky at Disney right now, which is apparently there are some people there. Yeah, Jen, how'd you Disney this week?
Oh gosh, well this week, today specifically, I am Disneying by wearing my Disneyland shirt. This is from our last agency trip.
I see
that we took
Very
down
nice.
there.
Very nice.
Yeah, maybe not the most exciting way to Disney, but still a fun way. So,
well, anytime you rep Mickey Mouse on the shirt, it's always a good thing. So,
yeah, I did also book some stuff for our dining for our upcoming trip in May.
Nice. It's been one of those kind of crazy days because it's the day before vacation. We're not leaving at 5 a.m. this time, we're leaving actually at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is okay because we have a good, from this point in time, we have 24 hours, counting 3 hours of sleep. We got 21 hours to work through stuff. You know, we got to get stuff packed, you got to get stuff ready, you got to wrap work up. I got a whole long list of clients I'm contacting, emailing out. I've been emailing out clients already saying, hey, I'm going on vacation. If you need anything, call Kyla, call Jen, don't call me, whatever, blah, 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 and whatever. Don't call Jen. She's too important for this menial stuff. Call whatever. Kyla did agree to help me out. But so, getting all this stuff wrapped up and everything. The fun thing is on our calendar, we learned this in November when we went to Disney World. We had it on our calendar because our kid is very perceptive, so he knows he knows what's going on. So he wants to go in the airplane, so he will just keep saying airplane over and over. And he'll walk up to the calendar on the wall, and he'll point to it, airplane, airplane, airplane. So we had it on what we were leaving. I think it was like the 21st of November. We had it on there, little airplane. He drew a little airplane on there, and he wrote airplane, and scribble. It's up there. So it's all up there. And so the night before, he did not go to sleep because he had an airplane the next day. And he was so excited. He was just like, airplane. Like Stephanie will stay in the room with him until he goes to sleep sometimes. And she was in there probably till 1 a.m. I think our flight was like 10 o'clock the next morning. And so there was all the stuff she had to do. She was 3 hours out of her evening. And Jen, you're a packer. 3 hours of your pre-trip time is valuable time.
Precious time.
Now either have to sleep or give those 3 hours up of sleep to do the things you were going to. March. Yes, that's this month. This week. Nope, it's next week. Next week. Okay, so Campbell, when are we going? So he walks up and he points to the calendar. 31st. I said, that's right, 31st. So we drew an airplane on the 31st. So he, of course, thinks we're going on the 31st. We're actually going on the 29th. So he will sleep tonight. We will wake him up, get him dressed, and then he'll see the suitcases and be like, we're going today, which is awesome because if we told him we were going tomorrow, then he wouldn't sleep tonight and, repeat as needed. And so, yeah, that's been the little trick we as parents play on our kid, which is nice because parents do what you got to do. And all parents will be like, yep, we've done that. We've lied to our children exactly like that. So,
I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Jen, your agents, we're like your children and you lie to us all the time about things.
Wait a second, what?
Just kidding. Jen doesn't do that. I'm just kidding. Jen doesn't do that. She's not like other. Never mind. Anyway.
Like, David, we're going down this date. Just
kidding. So you're going in May unless something pops up, like and something happens randomly where you get a call from Marcy or whoever going, hey, we're going to send you down there like next week. Otherwise,
otherwise
trip, right?
I'm going. So.
Very cool. And of course, we're all going to Universal in June. We're all going to take a day go to Epcot in June as an agency, as a group, as a family, which is awesome. So good times. Let's talk a little news. Not a whole lot, but hey, let's get to some news. We love the news, and these are things that some of these things maybe happened last week and we didn't pick up on. But Jen, it's been 1,000.
Yes, it is. That's true.
Also, apparently, there's a tunnel that the train is going to go through under Tron. Like, I don't know if it's an underground or just a tunnel built for the train as Tron goes over it. Not sure, but it's being built in process. Things are speeding along. We're seeing more testing of the railroad right now. We're seeing another video was released of the railroad going around the park. Maybe not around very long, whatever. Another video has been seen by guests. They're seeing it. So I'm thinking maybe by fall we will see.
That would be so exciting.
By our agency fam in December, all of us on the train, one picture because we take over one car. It's going to have to happen. It's going to happen. I see that happening. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be awesome. So can you I remember getting on the People Mover in 2021. First time I'd been on the People Mover since it reopened. And just being on it was like, oh, this is amazing. This is so great. Because you didn't get to ride it till, I mean, well after it was open either, right? Because it wasn't open when you went back and like when the parks reopened in June of 2020, right?
No.
Or July of 2020.
In July of 2020. No, it wasn't open then.
How was it feeling getting on the People Mover again, knowing it reopened? It was back. I mean,
the first time I was like very recently after it reopened. It was like the best feeling in the world getting on the People Mover, and I'm trying to remember which trip that was. Because it wasn't right in June. I was like so sad. I was like, I just want to ride the People Mover.
Yeah, and you get on and it's like, this is so glorious. It's just
like it was just fantastic. I want to say it was probably not until early 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was, and it was just like I was so excited. I was just like,
those are the things that I think.
Like, yes.
Those are the things I think set Disney apart from other parks like Universal. I love Universal. But when the Velociraptor, well, let's say, Hagrid's that I've ridden a couple of times, when it's closed, I'm not, and when I get back on it, I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm back on this ride. This is great. When we go in June, if the Mummy happens to be reopened, I'm not going to be like, oh, the Mummy's reopened. We get to ride the Mummy. This is so exciting. People Mover. It's just a little car that goes around in a big circle above Tomorrowland, and yet it's like, we're on the People Mover again. This is so amazing. This is fantastic. It just
makes me so happy.
Yeah, it just does. So, crossing our fingers for the train. We are hearing now, Disney has confirmed that the MinnieVans are set to return
to my gosh,
the parks.
This is amazing.
This is incredible. Now, I kind of laugh because when the MinnieVans first came out many years ago, they were $25 a pop, and it was cheap to us. For our family, you got a reservation at 8 in the morning at Cinderella's Royal Table, park open until 9. You got small children. Buses are going crazy at 7. You're like, you know what? Let us get us a minivan. Let's get out of here at 7:30. We'll pay for the $25 whatever. Then they went to surge pricing because Disney was like, oh, look how popular this is. What if we make more money off of it? So it went to surge pricing. So now that trip that cost you $25 might cost you $40, which then it's like, okay, is it really worth it? Okay, blah, blah, blah. And then Disney was like, let's just not worry about MinnieVans. So they went away.
Yeah.
So then, of course.
Well, that was COVID.
That was COVID. Yeah, that's true.
COVID. That was COVID.
Magical Express went away. And, of course, we were relying on Mirrors and Sunshine Flyer, which we're hearing that things aren't as well as they should be. Maybe for some things. Everybody's freaking out and just so excited and so crazy. Charge me whatever you want now. We'll take a minivan. Yay! It's like, because the charges are not going to be $25 anymore. It will be like surge pricing.
Yep. I am sure it will.
Airports will be like $200 a pop or whatever, but people will pay it now because they don't want to do Mirrors or Sunshine Flyers.
Correct.
I guess that also ends any hope of Mirrors or Sunshine being a sponsor of our show. So yeah. So we no reports on when the minivans are coming back. We're just hearing it's coming back in sometime this summer. We don't know. The Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, which we were hearing so many people ask about. They all want to know about Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. It's reportedly possibly going to be reopened sometime this year. And I say reportedly possibly because now they are casting for the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique.
Yes,
Internal casting has begun. And when they cast internally, that means they're hiring people to come in there and work. They're going to train them, retrain them for whatever, safety protocols and whatever. I'm also thinking fall. I'm thinking fall.
I'm guessing probably fall.
Probably heading into the winter season. Maybe the Bobbidi Boutique will be open November 1st and bookings will start September 1st or whatever. So
I just feel like that is typically a time where Disney in the past has rolled new things out. Or not, I don't want to say new things, but rolled things out. It's like usually it's not right over the middle of the summer. It's like if it's not Memorial Day weekend-ish, usually it's like fall.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I'm thinking November 1st. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm predicting this summer. They're going to do actually D23. I'm guessing D23 is going to happen this year. When it happens, they're going to make the announcement. They're going to say, and Tron Light Cycle opening November 1st or 15th, sometime in November. Also returning. We're going to have the train station and the boutique. They'll make all announcements of all the returning and stuff. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think that, and although they may open the train as soon as they possibly can, just to have people. Right.
I mean, it would make sense to me for them to reopen the train like ASAP and then still wait on Tron, of course.
Yeah.
Because I think
that's a people eater.
Yeah.
So that's a people eater. And I've never done this. This is something that I'm not sure that you would do either because it's Typhoon Lagoon. But the H2 Glow Nights returning later this year. It's the upcharge event held at the water park every Saturday from 8 to 11 p.m. from May 21st to August 27th. Prices are $75 plus tax for adults or $70 for kids plus tax, 3 through 9. Pass holders and Disney Vacation Club members enjoy a discounted rate of $59 and $54 respectively. Tickets go on sale April 1st, or when you're hearing this podcast, they are going to be on sale very, very shortly.
That is right.
Never been. It looks like a cool event. If I like the water parks, I'm guessing there's neon everywhere. There's all kinds of other fun stuff happening, whatever. It's not something that I would really be into, but no, I would be into it, but it's like I need reinforcements, and we're definitely not going to this because him at a water park at night, no, no. There's too many ways for him to get lost. No, so we're not doing that. Of course, when Disney opens anything, it's a cause for celebration, as they've announced that there's a Treasures of Xandar gift shop at the exit of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind has been revealed, and people are like, gift shop, yay! Because it's Guardians of the Galaxy, yay! I mean, so this is what Disney does to us. They're like, hey, bathroom open. Yes, bathroom's open. Whatever. It's crazy.
This is accurate. This is exactly what the Disney fandom does.
Yes.
What are you going to do?
Now, this is also exciting, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this.
Okay.
Epcot preparing to welcome back cultural representatives to World Showcase this summer. Jen, you love Epcot. What does this mean? What does this mean for you?
This is like, I have so missed the cultural representatives in Epcot, and it's like you don't think about it until they're not there.
Define cultural representatives for the people who are like, what does that even mean?
So back in the World Showcase, cultural representatives were folks from the actual countries that, if you are in, let's say, Italy, you would have representatives from Italy who are on contract working here in the States. Same thing with, Japan, China, Mexico, like actual cultural representatives. Now, for the most part, because everybody had to go back during COVID and the visas and the whole work situation, and because most of them are just temporary residents over here, like that necessarily had to go away. Now, with many COVID restrictions being lifted, that ability has come back. There were a couple that you would still see, like people who had just permanently moved here. Like I can think of, there was a cast member in Italy who like legitimately had moved to Orlando. So that person, continued to work. I believe there were some in the Mexico pavilion as well. Again, people who had become permanent residents in Orlando or in Florida could continue to represent, but that's really few and far between. So this is exciting because like now you go to France and you're going to have your French speaking, like your cultural representatives from France serving you your Napoleon or whatever you're buying at, at the Patisserie. And I'm just so excited to get this back because it just brings back that actual World Showcase feel. That's what it's meant to be.
Right.
Oh, I'm so excited.
It's exciting. I'm really excited about this too, because I like having, like with my kid and other kids too, I like having the children there because the representatives are so open to answering questions about your country. And I've been there before having kids ask, tell me about your country. What do you eat there? What kind of food's there? What do cars look like? I mean, just random questions from kids going, tell me about your country. Because, a 5-year-old probably has never been to Germany. So, do they have monsters there? Do they have, castles there? Are the cars really fast there? I mean, and I'm sure that, the 22-year-old working from Frankfurt, working there for the summer, probably loves talking about their country. And I just think that's super duper cool. So good for them.
Such a neat thing.
Very, very cool. Last thing here, and this is exciting for me. Run Disney has announced the Frozen inspired virtual 5K series for this summer. Now, every summer they did this since COVID. I don't know if they did it pre-COVID, but I know they did this since COVID, where they will do a virtual run. And which I know the virtual runs have, honestly, I can't remember if they were a thing even before COVID.
I'm trying to remember. I feel if so, maybe they might have done like
they became necessary because they had to cancel the Wine and Dine, they had to cancel the Princess. All these races got canceled. They were going virtual. They wanted to send people medals, keep you involved. Virtual. I think virtual was so popular. They're like, well, let's do it again because we can make some money. Let's do it again to keep people running. And so I did it last summer for a 5K. My very first 5K. It was a Lion King themed summer. I got a Lion King medal, which was awesome. So now they've got the Frozen medals. They've got three 5K races. Basically, if you run 3 5K and log them in to Disney's website that your account is in from June 1st to August 31st, you can do 1, 2, 3. If you do 1, it's $47.97. That's how much they all are each. Or you can do one's got Olaf on it. I'm thinking I'm going to pay the $150 and run all 4.
And just do all 4, yeah.
Just do them because I want the extra medal. I want that. It'll be cool because it'll go with my Lion King medal. And I am by no means anybody with like long lines of medals on my wall. But I love the virtuals, and I'm gearing up for the 5K and the 10K of the Princess next year. We've all decided we're doing that together. And whenever sign up is for that, sometime in June, which likely will be when we're at Universal, which would be awesome. And so, I'm really excited about that. So that's going to be happening at sometime at Disney, or it's virtually this year, so which is really awesome. So I don't know what the virtual races are for the the little bit about the parks. We've kind of been all over the place talking about various things and tips and tricks and blah, 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 blah. We're going to get back this week to talking about the parks, which we love so much. We've did a series with our good friend Christine, who now has a previous engagements during the day when we record many times, so she's not able to join us a lot of times. But we're kind of turning our attention to Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
And we're going to kind of do a walkthrough of Hollywood Studios, kind of a walkthrough of the beginning of the park. We're going to kind of run through two areas, Sunset Boulevard and Hollywood Boulevard. And for a lot of people, I think where is that again? Is that Indy? Oh, that's Indy. Okay, I know where that is. You know, Hollywood is a very landmarky kind of park.
It is.
Oh, it's over by Rock and Roller Coaster. Oh, you know where the Chinese Theater is? Take a left at the Chinese Theater. Or keep going down the archway and take a right down there. You'll find it by, whatever.
Yeah.
So, but we're going to talk about Sunset and Hollywood, kind of the openings of the park. And what I want to do here is really just kind of get, a kind of like, dislike kind of thing, kind of hidden gems, if we can think of anything that kind of things to look for, whatever. So I love arriving at Hollywood Studios via gondola. This is my favorite way to get there. You come off the gondola, and I will tell you, if you're coming off the gondola in the evening, it is an incredible shot of Tower of Terror across the water.
So nice.
Make sure you get your cameras out. Coming off that gondola, walking down the staircase there, or the ramp there, look up there, and there's like a little corner that's right there before you take a left to go into the main area where the parking lot is. Stop on that corner. Nobody ever stops there because people are like, let's get to the park, let's get to the park.
Exactly.
Stop right there. Look up. Great sunsetting. Sometimes you'll see a ferry boat coming through. It's a great shot, especially if it's a gray sky. Perfect photography shot. Perfect shot. Make sure you get that shot there. You walk out, of course, and I'm assuming you don't ride the buses. So when you're staying Grand Floridian, do you just drive over there? Is that what you guys do?
We do. We drive over, take an Uber.
Exactly, take an Uber, because buses, what does that even mean? I don't ride buses. What does those buses word?
I don't do buses. What?
Exactly. So question, back to Universal.
Yeah.
We're all staying at Dockside, which is kind of where we've all decided to stay, for the economical purposes, because it's a whole group. We're kind of staying there as well. Dockside is, the good thing about Dockside for families, larger families, it's very inexpensive. Like, it's actually less expensive than a lot of times All-Star Music regular room is. The downside, of course, is that it's located across the interstate from the parks. You have to big crosswalk, probably a 25-minute walk to the parks themselves. Jen Novotny, how are you getting from Dockside to, say, Islands of Adventure when it's time to go? Are you going to walk the 30 minutes? Are you taking the shuttle, the bus, the big bus that rolls up there with Shrek on the side of it? Are you going to walk the bus
it's a short ride. I might suck it up and take the bus.
Are you going to take a 3-minute Uber that's going to cost you $27 in surge
That'll
pricing?
be tempting.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a Uber or a Lyft, and there's 3 people that can fit with me. If you want to split it up, it'd be like $10 a piece. So come on. Honestly though, 4 people in an Uber are like $8 a piece. That
would be worth it. I'm gonna say, like, if you're splitting it with people.
Just kidding. You know what? I'm riding in the Uber with you. How about that?
Okay.
So, I call my shot. Whoever else can join. But you and I, who especially
multiple
Uber,
Ubers. We'll get an Uber.
Exactly. However many people would join, I'm gonna let you pay for at least 3 of the 4. I'll pay for a fourth of it. You pay for the rest of it. And so, it's your job to recruit it's your job to recruit the other 2 people, so your cost will be less. So So you Uber to the parks, whatever. So you get in. I love the Crossroads of the world. I do. It's this.
I do too.
Big tower, globe on top with Mickey on top. That also exists elsewhere in the world. Do you know where else it exists? Where that's modeled after?
I don't.
Well, actually, Jen, now that you ask, it's inspired by a Crossroads of the World structure in Los Angeles, in front of the Hollywood complex, completed in 1936, conceived as a cosmopolitan shopping center. That was the Hollywood complex, featuring merchandise from around the globe. It's the same type tower. If you see it, you'll see the globe on top, and it says in the same font and everything, Crossroads of the World. You get the.
If I rolled up on that in LA, I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's Hollywood Studios.
Love it. Get into the parks. Get into the park. You walk in. You see the Crossroads of the World there. Guest relations on the left. Yes. Well, you and Brady, you mean?
First aid?
First aid? I thought you said first date. I'm like, what? You're
like,
I'm like, where our first date was. I'm like,
first aid have to do
well,
with
you know what, though? Here's the thing. I was going to let you lead towards that, because I was going to let you be like, oh, yeah, crazily enough, our first date was at Hollywood Studios.
No, it was not.
I was with vested interest. I was waiting to find out how a first date at guest relations this was going to be a story. I was excited,
That would be a
Jen.
story. It is
I was excited.
That exciting.
First aid.
Wait, so you went
to first aid on your first date? What happened, Jen? Did you trip? Did you fall?
Yep, that was exactly it.
I'm so confused right now. What's happening? What's happening? All your guest stuff is up at the front.
Yes.
Your first aid, like Band-Aid, except it's first and not band, although you probably have Band-Aids there. Your guest relations is there.
Cahuengas.
Something like that.
However you say that. Which used to have merchandise. Yes,
not merchandise, and down that street is, and I've talked before about my favorite shopping over at a Contemporary.
Yes.
I love the shopping in Hollywood.
Oh, me too.
I mean, it's not as unique as I want it to be, but I like the way it's laid out. It's very open. And because it's such a long
after the redo, it's very open. Yeah.
Yep. And because it's such a long walkway from one to the other, it's not very wide. So it's like you can walk through and see left and right as you're walking through and walk through slowly and see everything with one pass through, which is really nice. I mean, it really is, the clothes and stuff like that, the toys, and as a parent of an autistic child, I will tell you one of the things we have to do is sometimes send one parent in early to do reconnaissance.
Right.
To find the areas of, okay, that area is going to be a problem with the trains. That's going to be a problem with the monorail setup. Okay. All right, dear, let's go. We'll go in, stay to the left as we're walking through, keep walking through, and distract him. When we get to we've done that many, many, many times because we've had meltdowns of him holding a train station in his hand that's $150, he wanting it, even though he had it at home. And so
he just wanted
that's always fun.
He
wanted I want it now. It's like, and then you're looking around for some $20 toy to buy him instead. Oh, we're going to spend anything, and now it's $20. Oh my gosh, So yeah, this happens a lot. This happens a lot when I go to Target. By the way, he'll grab something off the shelf, and I'm like,
oh no,
meltdown versus $12. We'll take the 12. We'll call it
the $12. That's a good investment.
And for those of you who were like, that's just better parenting, y'all can suck it because guess what? No. Anyway, so. Let's just be real, because every other parent's like, I've been there. Trust me, I get it.
I think most parents have been there, but
we've
you're
all
right.
been there.
But I love that runway down there because, and then now they have the Star Wars and Marvel too is the secondary half of that. Like once you cross the little street, and then you can go.
Well, and it's it's almost like an L shape basically, or like a right angle, because and we'll get to on the other side of the Hollywood Boulevard, which is that main street. As you're walking down that road, that's Hollywood Boulevard right there. On the other side is more gifts and stuff. You're gonna find like a little pen area. That's kind of the pen central, which is right there. Your camera shop is right there. So your camera stuff. If you have problems with your memory maker, you have problems with your app and everything with photos and stuff, go there. Yeah. They're gonna handle it there. There is a fuel rod kiosk right there, which is great. I've been there many, many, many times. It's right there by one of the doors. There is a kind of a little. There's also like a little boutique and stuff with like fine goods and things like that. So all right there. Starbucks is right there. It's not Chinese theater. Take the right, and you're going to see Rock and Roller Coaster. Well, you won't see Rock and Roller Coaster. You'll see Tower of Terror as you're going down, and that is Sunset Boulevard. On the right side is also two of my favorite shops, which I believe they're called the Beverly Sunset Boutique, Sunset Ranch Pins and Souvenirs, Once Upon a Time, Legends of Hollywood. That's what I'm thinking. And it's all right there in that long strip. So that whole like L shape, that right angle shape of shopping is great.
It's fantastic. I love so much that. And I really like the one. It's the Sunset Hills,
Sunset Ranch,
Sunset Rio,
or the Beverly Sunset Boutique.
The one on the right hand side, right before you get to Tower of Terror.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
yeah. That one has great the Loungefly backpacks. It's got a great display. I really like how it's.
I remember.
Now that's where you can get Pandora stuff, which I waited with my friend one time while she was getting some Pandora stuff. And now they have the Disney boutique dresses, like they've had like for Dapper Day and whatnot. Right. So they have a display in there that's really great. So I love those two shops on the right-hand side.
Love that. Yeah, fair. The shirts and the jackets and the lounge flies and the boutiques and the golf shirts and things. And I bought many a Hawaiian shirt in that place, or found one that I've never found again. Little tip for you folks. If you find something you like, especially at the beginning of your vacation, buy it. Go ahead, buy it. Hold on to it. Doesn't mean you have to wear it. Doesn't mean you have to hold on to it. Hold on to it. You can return that anywhere. 3 days later, you're like, you know what? I've decided I'm going to save that $60 for something else, whatever. Go to your gift shop at Coronado Springs and return it. Anywhere on property, you can return it. But you're going to run the risk of not seeing it. And that has happened to me one time with a shirt at Epcot that I wanted really badly. Could not get back to Epcot. Called my niece who was there, and I was like, can you see it? She's like, it's not here. I called the shop itself. It wasn't there.
It's gone.
Shirt's gone. It's gone. Yeah. I've seen this shirt one time. wandering around, like somebody wearing it.
It's unfortunate. It's like sometimes things are just so limited.
Yep.
And you're like,
there are certain fine things, fine jewelry and things like that. Check the refund policy on it.
Obviously. Yeah, you need to check this.
Can I return
if we're talking
like
3
days?
Normal merchandise, like the norm stuff. So
right.
Yeah.
And honestly, let me go back to fuel rod too. I got to sing the praises of fuel rods. Fuel rods, I've told clients about this so many times. They're $30, and you get a little cylinder case, and in that case is a charger with several adapters for different phones. So if you have an Android, why would you have that? If you have a Samsung, why would you have that? If you have an iPhone, of course you do. You have all of those. You have adapters on there. And it's basically good for a good charge on your phone. Like one will charge my phone nearly all the way. When you're done with it, okay, it's empty. Go back to the kiosk. Any kiosk you find, every resort has one kiosk. Every park has at least one. Magic Kingdom has 2. Animal Kingdom has, Epcot has 2, whatever, and 2 close by each other, by the way. Actually, they do have 2. One in World Showcase, one in the front. Anyway, go to it, push the little buttons, insert your fuel rod in. A fuel rod will come out for free. You just replace it.
It's fantastic. 4. It's keep your phone going.
And I just rotate them all the way out because it keeps my phone going, my wife's phone going. My kid has an iPhone and an iPad. This is what he holds on to. So he doesn't use it all day long. He's immersed in the magic. He loves the magic. But it's good for when we're just strolling around, maybe waiting in line and stuff. He's got the iPad in front of him. Oh, it's dying. Let me take this out, plug the fuel rod in. Here's the phone. Phone's dying. Let me take it out. I mean, it's a great system. It really is an awesome system. A lot of airports and stuff will have fuel rods. At the parks will have fuel rods. And to change them out is like $3. Disney is free. They tried to go the $3 route. They got backlash.
Didn't work.
Now it's free. And final thing on the fuel rods, if you have a problem, let's just say you put your fuel rod in wrong, or you get it, you put it in, it doesn't come out. There's a number that's right there. Call them. Their customer service is fantastic.
From I've never had to do that.
They will say, "Give me the number," and I'll say it's WD2397. Oh, okay. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send you another one out. Brand new one pops out, just like that.
That's so cool.
They're so great. I don't love calling fuel rods because that means it's a problem.
Right.
But they're so great at customer service. Wherever you are, they will help you. You may have to wait I had to wait on hold like 20 minutes to get to somebody, but he fixed it in 5 minutes. So it was awesome.
That's amazing.
So the fuel rods are fantastic. Now the 2 rides, actually the 3 attractions that are down there are Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror, and the Lightning McQueen Racing Academy. Jen, have you done the Lightning McQueen Racing Academy? Have you seen it in action?
I have not. I have friends who've seen it, and they said it was really cute. I was on a ride at the time, so I think it was on Tower of Terror, and they didn't want to ride.
It is worth, when you guys go back in 2 months or next week, which, like I said, you guys will just decide, hey, let's go to Disney World. Okay. It's worth a venture. It's great. The animatronics are great. Now there is this thing, kids, close your ears. There is this thing where they put the mouth on Lightning McQueen, and the colors don't quite blend as well as you want to.
Oh shoot! Okay.
You're like, I can kind of see that. But if you're 7, you're not getting any of that. You're like, Lightning McQueen is talking, and the video screens kind of wrap around. So it's Lightning McQueen talking, and all the other characters on the video screens. Yeah. And Chick Hicks from the first one has come back and decided that he wants to win fair and square, and he was given that victory. Blah blah blah. And he should have won. So that whole thing happens. It's a race between them. And the animatronics are great. The visuals are great. It's a lot of fun. And when you go see it, you probably think to yourself, if I'm 9 years old, I'm loving the crap out of this, man. This is amazing. So it's definitely.
I did hear it was super cute.
It is cute. The wait time is usually 15, 20 minutes. It's not very long. I think a lot of people didn't even know it's back there, or they heard it's a Lightning McQueen thing. Unfortunately, you can't meet Lightning McQueen. I wish you could. I wish there was a way to say they could say to the audience, Lightning McQueen will be down there outside, blah blah blah. Which maybe it's a kind of a whole like, I just saw Lightning McQueen there, and now he's out here kind of thing. If the show's going on, how can he be out here? And Disney's very good about that. That's why you don't see the same character in the park twice. Wherever the character is, that's where the character is, because the magic is the fact that character is real. And so Mickey Mouse is not going to be on the float, and at the same time you're meeting him over here, and at the same time you're meeting him across that kind of thing. So maybe that's why it is. But
that actually would make sense. I mean that would make sense.
So, but anyway, so that's a lot of fun. Definitely see that. Of course, you have Tower of Terror. I love Tower of Terror. That's
like my favorite ride.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much my favorite ride. That's a must for us every time we're there.
Love Tower of Terror. Rock and Roller Coaster is also great. We've heard that they may end up doing something else with Aerosmith. Of course, with Fifth Magic coming on, him wanting to retheme it to the Muppets was one of the best things I've ever heard. Dr. Teeth and the Roller Coaster Mayhem or whatever.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was brilliant. I was like, okay, I wouldn't even be mad about that.
I'm thinking about that still, and I'm like,
I would literally not even be mad about that.
I love that idea. Wait, hold on. I love that idea.
Steven Tyler and Aaron.
Sorry. Censored.
Oh, I just muted myself accidentally. No, Steven Tyler and Aerosmith, we still love you, but we love them all.
Yes.
So that would be totally.
Yeah, and I think it's been 20 years. It really has been 20 years. Over 20 years since it opened. 99 was when it opened. I think it's okay that I think Aerosmith would be fine. They've had their fun. They've had their time, and I think doing something else to it would be fantastic. So Jen, your Hollywood Studio strategy. Let me ask you a couple things for families. Let's say families with children.
Okay.
They have Genie Plus. Mm-hmm. What is their lightning lane they should get? Let's just say they were able to get whatever. Like at 7 o'clock in the morning, they have success getting whatever. What is their lightning lane? What should they rope drop? And what do they go to at the very end? And we've talked about this before with Hollywood, but kind of as a refresher.
So I think this one really depends on the family. Right. Quite honestly, I'm just gonna have to go there. Like, so for me and Brady, the answer might be different than the typical person.
Well, what is the answer for you and Brady? Let's just say you lightning lane and you rope drop, and you. I mean, do you go ahead and purchase Rise? I mean, what do you and Brady do specifically?
Oh, we lightning lane Tower.
Okay.
Because that line can get pretty long and it's hot. Like there's a lot of it that's outdoors, and we'll wait. Like Mickey and Minnie's, we'll rope drop that one, or we'll rope drop Slinky, just kind of depending on our mood. Right. You know what I mean? But I think for the majority of families, doing the lightning lane for Slinky Dog is probably the way to go.
Yes.
And then rope drop Mickey and Minnie's. And then Tower of Terror is great at night too. So that is, if you're there later at night, I do find that most times the line toward the end of the evening isn't bad, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Rock and Roller Coaster hasn't been that bad either, especially if you can like pop it into a single rider line or something, if you have that ability.
Single rider line is key, as is
that is key there. But
the rider
it's hit and miss. I mean, it's hit and miss. Like, in terms of like, is it going to be longer? Well, no, it's not going to be longer. But like, how fast you move, and you will be separated. So just, you just have to be aware you're going to be separated.
Please don't be that client that gets up there and like, I didn't see the separation line. Can me and my friends stay together? No, you can't. You cannot. You can't. And if I were a cast member, I would purposely split you up just because of that, because I'm petty.
Exactly.
I'd be like,
and now you might be in the same car. Like Brady and I have done it before. Mm-hmm. Just because, we wanted to ride and we're like, we don't have a lot of time. We were in the same train. I mean, we weren't next to each other, but we were in the same train, which was cool.
Right. Well, and there is this off chance that you might get seated side by side. Who knows? I mean, don't plan on that though. Don't go in there going, this is going to happen. It's probably not.
No,
so don't do that.
No.
Let's just say that you and Brady did not get Genie Plus for whatever reason. Either the system glitched, or you're like, you know what? We're here just for the day. We've done everything 1,000 times. Let's save the $15 or whatever. Okay. What are you rope dropping without Genie Plus? Knowing it's wide open with nothing available.
We're going straight to Tower. That is what we always do. Yeah. When we're going to rope drop and we're going to go straight to Tower, and then just play it by ear from there.
Yep. Gotcha. So, I think for us, and this is, again, with an autistic kid, this is something, and I would keep bringing him up, but this is kind of our life. With him, it's a little different because we kind of approach it differently. We end up getting Genie Plus, and then we get a DAS Pass for something. So we ended up having two because that's just the advantage that's afforded us, and we're going to take it.
Absolutely.
But with Slinky Dog, a lot of times we'll get the DAS Pass for that. And usually the line's long early in the morning. So getting the DAS Pass for it means even if the park opens at 9, we can't ride it till 10:30. So we have to wait. Right. So we won't go over there at all because he'll want to ride it. So we wait closer. So we will rope drop something like Mickey Minnie, or we will go to probably Rock and Roller Coaster Tower of Terror. And I will say that early in the morning, because Hollywood obviously has the big ones. They have the Millennium Falcon, they have Rise, they have Slinky Dog, they have Tower, Rock and Roller Coaster, Mickey Minnie, all those. They have like 6 big ones. If you go to Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower first thing in the morning, there's a really good chance you're going to get to ride both, probably an hour.
100%, because
you're going to get right on to Rock and Roller Coaster.
Everybody is at Star Wars or Toy Story or Mickey and Minnie's. Everybody's over there, and that's why we're rope dropping that, because we love that ride.
Yes, and on days when Rise works all the time, when a Rise is working, when it opens, rope dropping that is not a bad idea either, because it's a lot like Flight of Passage. The ride holds a lot of people at once. The queue is very long. So you will continually move until to a point where you stop, which should be pretty far in the line, because they have to fill the queue up. They have to fill the ride up.
They do.
So rope dropping Rise is not a bad idea. We like to purchase Rise and be done with it, but rope dropping it is not a bad idea for that. And And so, yeah, but if we did not have Genie Plus or the DAS Pass, we probably would rope drop either Slinky or probably Tower to get on it. Because we would.
Does Campbell
now,
like
there is
Tower?
occasions. Campbell loves Tower. He is the thrill seeker. He loves all of them.
Okay.
He loves Mission Space. He thinks Mission Space is cool.
You don't like
Mission
Space.
No, I love Mission Space one time. I'm not a Mission Space over and over guy. I know people that will do it 200 times in a row.
No, I don't even know if I could do it 200 times in a row. I really
I think we've taken him on the Pansy version, on the green team, the motion simulator. I don't know that we've taken him on the orange team yet because we weren't sure exactly how he was going to relate with the harness locking him in, and you can't really move. You really can't move.
No, that's a restraint.
So I really wasn't sure how he'd handle it, and he handled it just fine on the green team. So I think we're going to try orange team this time around, just to see what happens. So. Anyway, so that's a little wrap up here of Hollywood Boulevard, Sunset Boulevard. We'll kind of do this on Hollywood Studios again. We'll kind of hit the rest of it. Maybe do a session on animation, the Commissary Lane, Echo Lake, and Grand Avenue. And people are out there going, "What is that?" Which means we'll take care of the Indiana Jones part and the lake with the dinosaur on it,
and
the Pixar meet and greets down there. We'll take care of that, and the Frozen stuff. We'll do all that, and the Chinese theater. We'll do all that. And at some point, we need to have ourselves a good Toy Story Land episode and then a Star Wars episode.
Star Wars episode. Yeah, those I feel like almost get their own.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah,
so those are episodes promised. So I feel like the park has lots of material that we can talk about a whole lot, which is awesome. Guys, I am leaving. When you hear this episode, I will be, I believe, at Animal Kingdom on Thursday. So if you want to follow along with all the adventures, follow along with all the pictures and the videos, because I'm going to load up like crazy on that. Also, see who won the tournament, the movie matchup tournament, the 9th annual. It's right now Aladdin versus Moana in the finals. Moana got there. I don't know how it happened, but she's there. She beat out Poppins. Sorry, Jen.
Listen, I am sad because I love Mary, but
I know, but Mary Poppins also has a title. She has a trophy.
But she has
on her
a
wall.
title, and if she was gonna lose to one, I'm okay because Moana is Heather's.
Yep. When you hear this, if you follow my pages, we will already know the winner, as well as the winner of the $50 gift card that I'm giving out at the end of it. My prediction is that it's going to be Aladdin because Aladdin's never won. It's kind of a sentimental favorite. I could be wrong. I don't know. We'll see. But follow me on Facebook at Magic on $1. Search out Disney on $1. 2 pages. Find me on both. Follow both. I would love that. I'm edging ever closer to 600 followers on the Magic on $1 on Instagram. Please come follow me there. I'm on TikTok. I don't do a lot of TikTok because I don't really know how, and I'm also old. But I am on TikTok, and I'm working on trying to get some stuff up there. So, some cheesy videos, and you're not going to see me dancing. There's no twerking. I promise. I don't do that. If I was 22 and very good looking, maybe just to get followers, but not now. I've never been a good looking 22-year-old, nor did I play one on TV. So no, but TikTok Magic will show some Disney stuff up there, but follow me on all those places. So I love doing Disney stuff online. So, Jen, where can we follow you?
You can follow me at Upon a Star Jen, and then my personal Instagram is at Jen_Novotny.
That works perfectly. All right, find the show at themsapodcast.com is our show website. That's where you see all the show notes and all where the contact information is. Find us online there. Of course, find us and email us at themsapodcast@gmail.com. Also, we would love for you to go on to Apple Music or Spotify or wherever you listen to the show and leave a review. A lot of people don't know that if you love podcasts, the best way to support the show, besides telling somebody about it, is to leave reviews, because that's how Apple finds us. That's how Amazon finds us. That's how they say, that show's getting some heat. We love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and promote them a little bit more, because they're people. We love that. We've got like 30 reviews, something like that. Would love more than that. Would be great. We'd love to have that happen and everything. The show is building, which is awesome. Crossing my fingers. We'll get there. And of course, we've got some great guests coming up in a couple of weeks, because we have episode 100 next week. Unless something crazy happens that we need to talk about, will be a great trip review. We'll talk about all the trips and stuff like that and everything. So until then, Jen, lovely to see you once again. Thank you for my wonderful co-host. Guys out there, get your park passes and thank your Phoenicians.
Thank you for listening to the Main Street Electrical Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at the MSE Podcast, or visit our website at themsepodcast.com. Be sure to subscribe, and may all your wishes come true.